The first thing I do want to just kind of walk you through is Entity Framework. How do we get our hands on that? What do we do with it? Now, to add just about any major component to any Visual Studio application, but our MVC project in particular, what we're going to do is we're going to right click on References, and we're going to add a reference to the Entity Framework library. Now, add references, the first option, would allow us to bring in any local project or local DLL files, possibly ones that are saved on disk. Add server reference or service references allows us to call out to references that may exist out on the web, so calling web services or any of those types of things. Manage NuGet packages. NuGet is a DLL or library repository, and we're actually going to use NuGet to go out and fetch the Entity Framework from this cloud-based repository. So by choosing NuGet, we get a list of all currently installed packages. So that includes Antler, Bootstrap, jQuery, JSON.NET, Microsoft ASP.NET MVC is actually a NuGet package, as well as Razor and some other components. I want to switch on the left-hand side to Online and have NuGet.org selected. I'm actually going to revise that. I'm going to select All, and that will give us access to all packages both on NuGet and within Microsoft's own repository server. Now, what you can do is in the search, you can type in Entity Framework and do a search. And Entity Framework will appear, and then we can choose Install. And what this is going to do for us is it's going to go out and fetch the Entity Framework libraries and install them into this project for us. Now, traditionally, what you would have to do is go out to a website. You'd probably have to download a zip file with DLLs or an executable with an installer to install a set of DLLs. NuGet instead goes out and does all of that work for you. It downloads packages, it'll load them locally on your machine, and then associates them to your project. Plus, with NuGet, as packages become updated, such as MVC, Entity Framework, you can go in and actually update your NuGet packages, and then through that, update your application to the newest release of a particular framework or library. So it's really nice, and it allows you to kind of have this auto update functionality for your projects. Go ahead and hit accept on the license agreement. It'll download and install the Entity Framework into my MVC project. I get a green checkbox showing that it's installed. I can also go under installed packages, and now we see Entity Framework included. I'm going to go ahead and hit close on that. So we now have the Entity Framework DLLs inside of our application.